we and our fan bases, like all fan bases going around the entire league, we need to open our eyes and really speak out more, because when you really look at the NFL, especially since 2014, and I have so many examples, but the one that I'm going to focus on the most, well, two actually, happened in the same exact season. The NFL is a fucking joke. I said it in my last video, and it was the title of my last video, where I went on rants on like nearly everything that I just need to get off my chest. But the thing that bothers me the most is that everything just looks so sketched. Everything looks so plotted out, as if it's planned out for it to happen the way it's supposed to happen. Like, we have Sunday night football games between the Raiders and the Chiefs, the Raiders and the Broncos, when they're all tied at like 6-2, 7-3. And it just, I don't understand. And then there are also games between the Lions and the Vikings where they're both neck and neck in the division, and if the Lions win and sweep this team, they'll take full control of the NFC North. And then who would have thought that freaking any of this would happen? Who would have thought that way back when, in like week 8, the Eagles will be playing the Cowboys for first place? Let's think about it. If the Eagles actually would have won that game, they would have taken first place. Instead, Dallas takes first place. That's on Sunday Night Football. Remember that. But going back to the topic of 2014, these officials and these referees, this entire officiating crew of the NFL, ever since the wild card game of 2000, I believe it was the wild card game. If not, it was, yes, it was the wild card game. The Dallas Cowboys hosting the Lions. We all remember this play where the lineman that was covering the tight end for Detroit, and Matthew Stafford threw it to him, and the tight end couldn't get his hands up because the lineman was all over him. They didn't call the easy PI penalty that would have given the game to the Lions, who truly deserved that game. The Cowboys, they were in there because, let's be real, the Eagles blew that season. The Giants and the Redskins sucked ass, but the Eagles, they blew that season, if we remember correctly. They were 9-3, ended up 10-6. They could have easily won 14-12, won the division. But getting back on track, they don't call that pass interference penalty. The Cowboys end up winning the game. They head to Lambeau, and I'm not saying this because it's true, but this sparked something in, what determines a certain, what is a catch, Des Bryant clearly caught that ball, and I remember I always used to say, no, you see it move a little bit, that's not a catch. But honest to God, if I wasn't an Eagles fan and if I wasn't rooting against the Cowboys, that's a clean catch. And that was another play that they couldn't reverse because it wasn't like within the 2-minute warning, so they couldn't do it. I can't remember correctly, but they couldn't review it because I also don't think they might not have had any challenges, or it might have went into booth review and they couldn't challenge it, and they said that it wasn't a catch. Either way, they called it incomplete when easily that was a catch, and honest to God, the Cowboys should have won that game. And then you look at what happened last year. The Cowboys just so happened to lose Tony Romo after starting out 2-0, and then they go down, only winning 2 more games after that. And then, Tony Romo happens to come back, win a game, and then break his collarbone again. Like, what are the odds of that, What are the odds of the Eagles, or I don't know what else to say about 2015. 2015 was probably the worst year of football for almost every single team ever. So, well, then again, what are the odds of the Panthers going 15-1 and then blowing it all in the Super Bowl? It's these little things. And then this year so far, it's just the referees have been actual shit. Who would have thought that the Cowboys would have gotten Dak Prescott and then magically win 11 straight games, Like, I don't understand. There's just something about it that really makes me think, yeah, the NFL is, like, selling out or some shit just to make a profit, just to make some money, because, like, honest to God, this all looks so planned out. It all looks so fucking it's a shame. Like because I love the sport. I love watching the sport. I love my team. I love everything about the sport. And now that I'm really starting to get into it a lot more and everything, it looks like it's going to shit. I don't know. It's a joke. It really is. I don't know what else to say except that it's a fucking joke. I can't stress that enough. And I'm trying not to curse enough, but I'm so frustrated to begin with that I just can't hold that in. But the NFL is a joke. And if the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl, you know something definitely was rigged. Because, I mean, come on. The Cowboys, they should have lost to the Redskins at least once. They should have lost to the Eagles. They should have lost to the Steelers. They should have lost last night. Or not last night, on Thursday night. I don't know. There's something up with the NFL. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.